Hi guys, Mamie here. We're gonna do a card today. This is called Stuck on You by Fawn. It's an adorable set of cactus and succulents with the die set that you can purchase with it. I usually don't buy the dies, but I just had to with this set because I planned on using it a whole lot. I love succulents and cactus, and they're just so pretty. So I splurged on this one, and we're going to make an example of one of the cards that I've made. We're going to do the background with distress inks in tea dye and peacock feathers. This is our distress watercolor cardstock. And we've got our acrylic block. And there's a rough side and a smooth side on the watercolor cardstock. We're just going to get it nice and wet to get the colors moving. Blot a little bit of that water off, but I'll end up having to go in and get it wet again. Needed to be a little bit more wet. So I put my distress inks on my acrylic block there and add water. Dilute the color. If I wanted the color to be darker, I would have just left it. But I want it nice and light for the background. Move it around. I don't want to take over the whole card. I want for you to be able to see the edges of the watercolor. It's just a fun kind of effect. So that was the peacock feathers, and now this is the tea dye. And it's running together a little bit, but that doesn't matter. I can always go back in and add more peacock feather after I'm done, or you can wait for one color to dry before you add another color. That will help to keep the colors from bleeding into each other. But if you're just careful, you can kind of keep it from happening too much. So I'm going to go in with some more peacock feather. I'm going to dry this with my heat tool, get it nice and dry so that I can move on to the next step. And if your paper starts curling up like it shows there, it curls up a little bit, you can just go to the back and heat the back. It'll help straighten it out. Whichever way it's curling, you want to go the opposite way, the opposite side, to straighten it back out. Clean everything off there, set that aside, and start working on the stamping. So I've just got I think it's 110-pound cardstock. Just regular white cardstock, because I'm going to be stamping with pigment ink, and the pigment ink can tend to be, well, the pigment ink that I have here in the video is brand new, so it's very juicy, and it kind of slips around a little bit on the paper when it's pretty juicy like that. So you'll see here that I'll have a couple that I have to redo. Even though I'm making several to make more than one card, I still have a few that I have to redo because it takes a couple of times here to get it right with this pigment ink. But I like the pigment ink for this method because it is nice and thick and full coverage type ink, and it kind of gives it a bit of I don't know how to explain it, thickness look to it. And sometimes when I use the dye inks, it can be a little bit spotty. Got a couple of mistakes there on the stamping. There's that little white spot, and I'll fix that in a minute. I'll show you how to fix that. And I'm just cleaning off my stamps with some baby wipes, and then I'll go back in a little while and clean them better. So this is just a little stamp stick, and it has a little like stamping end to it, and you can just go in and fill in the parts that you need to fix. And I'm going to speed up the video a little bit now. So that we can get through this stamping a little bit faster. I just wanted you to see the colors that I used and kind of the method for using these pigment stamps. These are American Craft, these little squares, and they're very handy. And then these are Memento, which are fantastic stamps. And they are also pigment. And now I'm using the Memento again for the kind of like flourishes, the leaves, the succulent leaves and the star and another little succulent. I'm just using different colors. I'm not sure what color I want to use. But I didn't show the die cutting because that takes a while. And so now I'm just assembling the card. If you want to see how to die cut, I have other videos on that, but I didn't want for this video to be super long. Just adding the little succulent trims there, lining everything up. Using my quick stick tool there to add some of the little pieces. I forgot to add the shadows in this video, but I did add them afterwards. So now I'm looking for a background paper to mat. I just took one that was laying around, really cute, kind of aqua color. I'm going to trim down the card a bit. I usually like to trim it afterwards because I have no idea how my watercoloring is going to turn out, so I don't know what parts I'll want to get rid of until afterwards. So that's why I wait until I'm done. And I'm going to go with the I'm Stuck on You sentiment. I haven't even used any of the other sentiments because this one is just perfect for the card. And now I'm going to glue everything down, or yeah, glue I guess, with the ATG gun. And it's watercolor paper, so you want to make sure that you use a lot of adhesive there to hold it down. I'm going to use my Wink of Stella pen here to add some shimmer to the pots and a few sequins. And that's going to finish off the card. So I hope you enjoyed this card that I made today, and if you did, subscribe to my channel. I'll have all of the supplies I used for the card on my blog at onejoyousskip.com, and if you subscribe over there too on my blog, you'll be able to see the supplies every time a video comes out. The video will be shown on the blog as well, so some people don't know that. So if you just go to onejoyousskip.com, you can see all the videos, all the supplies, and all the gallery of pictures of cards that I've made. So I hope you enjoyed, and here it is. Thank you so much for watching.